Hey, what's up, adventurers? This is gonna be an in the moment video. There's not gonna be any editing for the audio. No me retaking, saying stuff that I would have rather said. Oh, look, there's birds. Um, so it's just me and Fan in the moment right now. So, damn, look at how big his claw is. His toe. For those of you who don't know, Fenrir, or Fan as I call him, is a Blue Bay Shepherd, low content wolf dog. He's 37.8 or so wolf, and I feed him raw in the mornings or at night, and I'll feed him dry food the other half. Right now we're in December. Today is December 30th, I think, and he has his full winter coat, so he looks a little bit thicker. He looks fluffier. He's enjoying his food. You can see there's some blueberries there. He's never been good at eating his vegetables, just like his dad. Pumpkin and spinach, he loves. Like, he'll eat that right away. He doesn't mind that. But like blueberries, he's not a big fan of. And I guess what's in there is, you can see the chicken. It's all frozen, by the way. That's frozen because I keep them, like, I store them in frozen places. So when I take it out, it's already pre-frozen. Plus, it kind of helps with the smell because there's some sardines in there, and man, sardines are the smelliest of the fish. All the fishes that I feed him, sardines are by worse than mackerel, worse than tilapia. Tilapia doesn't smell that much. Mackerel is like in the middle, but sardines, god damn, I don't know if it's the, like, that water that it comes in or something, but boy, he smells after that. But he's getting it. I guess it's one of the few times that he's having trouble with actually eating it. He'll always do that. Like, he moves around to try and eat it from, like, the best direction. He's very smart in how he eats his food. Ain't that right, buddy? Ain't that right, buddy? What's a good boy? What's a good boy, Finn? He's a big buddy. Any time is a perfect time for a little head rub, right? If you guys do you have any questions regarding the food, make sure you put it down below. I can answer most of them. I don't think there's gonna be anything too difficult for me to answer. So what we have in that frozen pile of raw food is ground beef. I like to prep it in layers. So I do the ground beef first, then I go ahead and add the supplements to it, right? On top of the ground beef. In this case, I kind of forgot about the blueberries to the end. I was like, oh man, the blueberries. The ground beef was already covered in a bunch of other stuff, so I was like, I'll just lay them on there, it'll get frozen, but that didn't work out. But usually I'll put the blueberries in the ground beef, and then I'll hide them in there so he accidentally eats them without him knowing. And I do add the supplements on top of the ground beef. So right now he's getting the kelp, I forget the name of the other one. It's an extract of some sort. The digestive enzymes. So that's kind of in the ground beef, like a patty, basically a patty of all that stuff. And that's the very first layer of foundation that I put. Then I move on to the meat. So the ground beef is in every single one of them. Ground beef you're gonna find in all 7 of their meals throughout the week, right? Then we have the meat. Well, the meat is gonna depend. There's gonna be chicken, pork, and beef. So chicken breast, pork shoulder, and for the beef, that one depends on what's on sale. Sometimes I grab like these bones that have a lot of meat on them, and the bone's it's tiny enough to where it doesn't matter, and like to where it doesn't affect the weight. Because sometimes, you know, you'll see that it weighs 4 pounds, but they have some big bones. You know, that's kind of not worth it. But sometimes they have some specials going on. It's all about what's on special for the beef. The chicken, not so much. Chicken, I mean, it's always the same price. The pork shoulder is really cheap too. Beef, I always get the beef heart, and then I try to get something else. So whatever that other one is really depends on what's on special. For the ground beef, I do get the 80-20. Sometimes I get the, what is it, 75-25. But most of the time I get the 80-20. It is kind of expensive because I have to get 5 pounds. Because I'm feeding both of them, right? So you have to remember, if I were to feed Fen by himself, if I only had Fen or if I only had Ghost, it'd be easier for me to feed them because I'd be feeding them what I feed both of them, but just one dog. Basically what I'm saying is I would make 14 meals like I do now, but they would be both meals that they need for the day, as opposed to right now where I'm making 14 meals and it's only half of their meals because I'm making 7 for him and 7 for Ghost, and this is half of his daily food, you know. And I do honestly, like that pile right there is heavy. It's not, it has to be like, because it's let's see if I can do the math. It's 9 ounces, it's 5 ounces of ground beef, then you have 9 ounces, that's already 14 ounces of chicken breast. Then you got the fish, that's another, what, like 5 ounces, so that's 16-20. You got the chicken feet, the liver. Yeah, it has to be like, I would say it's close to 2 pounds of food right there, of nothing but raw frozen food. And Fen, oh man, I'm gonna record Ghost after this, and I'll tell you right now, it's gonna be long, man. Ghost is crazy. Ghost will take the entire day to eat a chicken foot. This dude be sliding it around the whole freaking house, the whole backyard, because he doesn't know. Look at how, I always say this, but it's because it's so funny that Fen literally lays down and he enjoys his food. Like if he had a fork and knife, I'm sure he'd be cutting it up right now. He's so professional and so elegant with the way he eats it. Ghost, on the other hand, Ghost is like a barbarian, man. If Fen would be like an Italian person, like enjoying his meal with wine, Ghost is a barbarian eating from the freaking cave of, I don't know, from a cave somewhere in the Netherlands. This dude's a freaking, he's a barbarian, man. He's a Viking. Fen's elegant. Fen's fancy, man. Let me take a break because it's already at 8 minutes and he ain't even halfway done because it's frozen, so he does take a little bit longer. Some dog barking in the distance. So that's why his ears were all perked up. Try not to talk here so you guys can enjoy it. I know some of you guys like that crunching sound and oh man, I don't know. But if that's what the audience wants. Look how happy he looks. As he closes his eyes as he's eating it, like, oh my god, like, this is the best chicken I've ever ate in my life. He looks kind of derpy sometimes when he eats, but I promise that's not him all the time.